All right, we should be live. I'm just gonna double check. Y'all know the drill at this point. If you're coming in and watching later, the replay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna adjust my camera here real quick. But we're just gonna get this link out, and then we're gonna get on our way. It's draft day, and I've got two fantasy drafts tonight. I originally thought that I had three, but long story short, one of them has kind of fallen through a little bit. So we're still awaiting the status of that, but I do not have the two drafts going on at the same time at 7 o'clock. But I've got it up on my phone right now. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Christine says, let's go. Welcome to the stream, Christine. Yeah, should be a good day of drafting fantasy. I've got draft at 7 and a draft at 8. And yeah, I don't know what else to say right now. I'll talk through my strategy here in a sec and sort of what I'm thinking once I get this link out. So bear with me for a second as I copy this link. Oh, didn't want that. I'm going to be a busy man on my phone today because I have my draft board in a Google Doc up on my phone, and then I'll have the chat for the stream as well, so I'll be going in and out of that. And I'm also going to be, checking the actual chats of the drafts because I'm sure there's going to be stuff going on in there too. Christine says, so excited. Me too. It's a great time of year. It really is. Feels like football is finally almost back, drafting. Preseason is winding down. I think it's over today, actually. I know the Vikings played their last preseason game yesterday. 0-3 in the preseason. No big deal. Not to flex or anything. But yeah, I actually have the first overall pick in this league. And I'm going to be honest, not too happy with that. I mean, it's just how it worked. We had a lottery. I wasn't assigned the first overall pick or anything. But I'm not the biggest fan of having the first overall pick in a year like this. People might be watching this and thinking, okay, Eric's a Vikings fan, right? He had Justin Jefferson in this league last year. Justin Jefferson, consensus #1 overall pick. I don't think I'm going to pick Jefferson. And I say I don't think. I actually know for a fact that I'm not going to pick Justin Jefferson. I know who I'm picking. I was debating between two players all of yesterday. And I woke up this morning. I did a few mock drafts from the one spot, drafting both players, and I think that I've found a not foolproof, but a pretty solid strategy. I'm not going to say who it is right away because I kind of want to keep some suspense. We got a few more people checking in here. But all I'm going to say is that it's not Justin Jefferson. I'm not taking Justin Jefferson first overall. We're going to switch scenes here now, as you can see the 1,000 Erics. And we're going to get the draft board up on the screen. Hopefully y'all can see this pretty well. Once 8 o'clock rolls around, I'm going to have two windows open because I'll have another draft starting in an hour. And we're going to be doing two drafts at once. So that should be interesting. I don't know where I pick in this draft, actually. I might check right now. If it's first overall, I'm actually going to be sad. But I don't know if there's a way I can check my pick. I normally am not on Yahoo, but this has always been the app that we've used. This is one of the leagues from Fargo. As you can see, we've been doing this league for a while, and I'm pretty darn good in this league, I will say. 622 winning percentage. Hey, what can I say? Baby Keem, I haven't slept in Welcome to the stream, Gabe. Interestingly enough, Gabe is actually in this league, as he says he has not slept in 7 days. Might want to get some shut-eye there. But Gabe is actually in this league, and I feel like we might have a few people that is in this league that will be watching the stream. And I kind of gave this spiel last night, and I'll say it again tonight. You know what? If there are people that are in this league that want to watch and look at my draft board, well, I haven't customized my own draft board, but if they want to hear who I'm going to pick, you know what? Go ahead. Because either they are going to pick the player I wanted regardless, or if they change their own personal draft board because of something that I said, I mean, it's over. I already won, Like, let's say I'm looking here and it's like, man, I really want Ramondre Stevenson. And then someone that wasn't going to take Ramondre Stevenson takes Ramondre Stevenson. That is a power trip for me. I don't know. So I would actually love if everyone from this league could hop in here. We'll see. We'll see, though. We'll see. And I mean, I'm not going to say no to views either. I recently hit 200 subscribers, which I'm really excited about. And it's definitely not gotten to my head. But yeah, it's been a good week for Dr. Pigskin. My video came out last week. If you haven't watched that, you should go check it out. And we're doing a fantasy draft stream. Like I said, expect more of these streams as the season sort of ramps up. Gabe says, no, I want Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, you can have him. I don't know. I like Ramondre Stevenson. I think that people might get a little too worked up over Zeke coming there. The reality is Zeke is going to take some carries and he's going to get the goal line work. But that's already baked in, I feel like, to Stevenson's ADP. I mean, what? He had 5 rushing touchdowns last year? You're not really drafting Ramondre Stevenson because you want a bunch of touchdowns. He offers so much value as a receiver, and he is a pretty good runner. Like, he's not going to be bad as a runner, obviously. But if you're taking Ramondre Stevenson, I feel like you really want that receiving upside that he gives you. And he went for over 1,000 yards on only 210 carries. I feel like around 200 carries is probably another reasonable projection. I feel like he can get close to his rushing total and probably close to his receiving total. If you can get a year like you did last year from Stevenson, you're probably pretty happy, especially picking, as quote-unquote late as he is. I will say there's one running back in particular I want, and there was a leak, an internal leak from myself. Some people might know who this back is. Let's just say if I don't get him, then I might actually be in shambles, because I did a mock draft today where I didn't get this said running back, and things kind of fell apart quickly afterwards. So we'll see. But there is a certain running back that I would certainly like to have on my team. Henry says, how are we doing, Doctor? I'm doing good, Henry. How about you? How has Colorado been treating you? Good to hear from you, man. Welcome to the stream, Henry. Parker says JJ. Parker, oh, man. Hey, we're both Vikings fans. I love JJ too. I said this a little bit earlier. JJ is not the pick at 1. JJ is not my pick at 1. I will explain why once I make the pick, right? We've got little under 7 minutes remaining until the draft starts. But JJ is not the pick. And it's not because I think he's bad. Like, I don't think he's going to, fall off or anything. Well, maybe a little. And by fall off, I mean he might go from, almost 2,000 yards to, 1,400, which is still elite. But I've been debating between 2 players at 1, and I finally came to a conclusion today. I've seen the vision. I have, my first 10 picks scripted out. Now, might not go to plan, right? Maybe there'll be guys I didn't anticipate being on the board. Maybe guys will be taken before I think they will. But my first 10 picks, I have scripted out. If I can get these 10 players, I'm going to walk away from this draft a very happy man. However, actual drafts are a lot different than mock drafts. And there could be some curveballs. There are a few players I'm scared about being snatched from underneath me, but we'll see. If y'all have any fantasy questions or anything either, I am more than happy to offer advice, spit free game, even if you're in the leagues with me, right? This is the doctor talking. This is not Eric Tionkson, manager talking. Well, maybe a little bit, but I will give you honest and truthful advice. Like if you're on the clock, you're in your 3rd round pick, and you're like, man, I'm trying to decide between Najee Harris and Jahmyr Gibbs, I will give you my honest answer, who I actually think you should take. Which, if I had to pick between Najee and Gibbs, I honestly don't know. Because I feel like Gibbs isn't going to score too many touchdowns, but he might offer a lot as a receiver. I might go Gibbs. Jaylen Warren in the Steelers' backfield kind of scares me. Anyways, that was unsolicited from me. Henry says, when was the last time a running back wasn't the consensus number one pick? I would say it's been a while, because last year it was Jonathan Taylor who was the number one consensus pick, which is crazy because Cooper Kupp had one of the greatest seasons ever, and yet he was not the consensus number one pick last year. It was Jonathan Taylor, and ask people who drafted Jonathan Taylor how that worked out. For me personally, like, I don't know, drafting running backs is so scary. If you're going to put such a big investment, like, as much as I love CMC and I think he's a great player, like, there's injury concern, and, like, knowing the Niners, like, yeah, he might actually get less than 200 carries. He and Elijah Mitchell actually split a lot of carries last season. That's just how they do things. Now, the carries he get are going to be very good. He's going to get a lot of catches, but would you really want to spend that much on him, you know? Eric, why do I want to draft Tony Pollard? Well, I would say because Tony Pollard is an extremely explosive runner. He actually has a very high broken tackle rate. Ezekiel Elliott is no longer there, and they haven't really brought in another back to replace him, so he might get a lot of the goal line work, and he offers a lot as a receiver. I think Tony Pollard, if you can get him in the back end of the first, early half of the second, not a bad pick. You could do a lot worse. ESPN has him projected to be even better this year. We know I love the Cowboys. He's very talented. You know, he is coming off an injury, but again, with running backs, that's just kind of the risk you have to take. I would never get a Jonathan Taylor printing plate, Gabe says, and he might take Bijan first. Am I going to take Bijan first? We'll see. Maybe I will. Am I that crazy? I don't know. Stay tuned and find out. Henry says Jameer all caps, and Gabe knows. Jameer would be a fun pick. He's one of those like guys where if he hits, he could win you the league, you know? I don't know. The clock is ticking down, though. We're under 3 minutes to go. I see Caden is in here, too. What's going on, Caden? We've got our draft coming up on Friday, I think. I believe that's actually my responsibility to get that squared away. But, yeah, like I said, it's draft time, baby. I'm excited. 5 people chilling in here right now. Pretty good turnout so far. And it looks like we've got most of the people here in the draft lobby. How do you think Zeke impacts Ramondre? Well, I think he is going to get the goal line carries. However, that was kind of the story with Damian Harris last year anyways, and Ramondre was still pretty good. Again, I think the big thing with Ramondre is you get a very good receiving back who could catch 70 passes, and he still offers a lot as a rusher. I don't think his rushing numbers are going to fall off as much as ESPN might indicate. I like Ramondre. Now, if Zeke wasn't there, Ramondre might be like a borderline first rounder. But I think like round 3, late round 2, that's pretty fair. Especially depending on like if you have another running back or if you have a really good wide receiver, you know. Ramondre is a good pick. I am not buying like this Ramondre bust talk whatsoever, which I don't even know if that's a thing, but Colt McCoy. I'm not taking Colt McCoy, believe it or not. Colt McCoy might be the last ranked starting quarterback on ESPN. The fact that this man is going to unironically start games, he even might not start. Clayton Tune might get the start, which I'm going to be careful here typing these in because I would hate to accidentally queue him up. If I picked Clayton Tune first overall, it would be over for me. But this man might start week 1. There is a chance. We'll see for sure. All right, 30 seconds. Henry says New England's offense will be a lot better too. I would like to think so. When you don't have Matt Patricia calling your plays, I'd like to think that that's an upgrade. All right, we're counting down now 20 seconds until Eric Teoxen, a.k.a. Dr. Pigskin, is on the clock. Who is he going to pick? No one knows. There's been leaks and reports, but no one knows who it is. All that we know is that it's not Justin Jefferson. How crazy is he going to be? Is he going to be wacky? We're about to find out. It's draft time, baby. Let's go. We're on the clock, and in typical fashion, we're going to take our time and milk it. All right, so, story time. There were two players I was considering with the first overall pick. Travis Kelce and Cooper Kupp. Travis Kelce I really like because he offers you wide receiver 1 level production from the tight end position. He scored 100 more points than second place last year. One of the greatest tight ends of all time. Juju's gone. I mean, he should feast again. I mean, the offense is literally built around him. Short, quick passing game. The Chiefs throw inside the 5-yard line more than any other team. Travis Kelce would be a slam dunk pick. And then there's Cooper Kupp, who, like I said, a few years ago had one of the greatest seasons ever. And he was just as good last year before getting hurt. There's no one else threatening him. Again, another offense that's just designed to get him the ball. PPR monster. All right, I think I've milked this enough. My first overall pick, Cooper Kupp. Let's go, baby. I think it is crazy. It is crazy that Cooper Kupp is ranked 6th. He was just as good last season. He averaged 24.4 points per game last season before getting hurt. As much as I love Justin Jefferson, and I think that Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL, Kupp was outscoring him before getting hurt last season. And people can be scared about Matthew Stafford's health and the Rams being bad. But the truth is, Stafford was hurt and the Rams were bad last year, and it didn't matter. I could see a world where Kupp catches 145 passes again this season. He was on that pace. This is from half a season last year. 75 catches, 812 yards, 6 touchdowns. Right? And for me, someone that has the first overall pick, I don't pick again for, 22 picks, right? I need to have someone that's going to be able to carry me. And I just think you can seriously pencil in Kupp for 20 points every single game. I mean, let's take a look at his game log last year, if it'll show it. It might not. Yeah, look at this. 31.8, 31.8, 16.4, 26, 25, 16, 22, 26. He is a machine. I don't know. I'm very happy taking Cooper Kupp first overall. I think he's going to be the top scorer in the league. And at the end of the day, to try and sound like Moneyball, you're drafting points. You're not drafting players. Oscar goes Tyreek Hill at 3. And honestly, I kind of like it. Tyreek was a yardage machine last year. Before Tua got hurt, he was on pace for 2K too. Tyreek also gets a lot of receptions with the way that offense is designed. Tua's accuracy, a lot of short passes. I do not hate Tyreek Hill at 3 overall whatsoever. Jefferson going 2, that's to be expected. But Cooper Kupp, the pick at 1, it was really between him and Kelce. I really thought about Kelce, but I like the way things play out more when I take Kupp at 1. Eckler goes to 4. Eckler's been a machine the past few years. Can't hate that. Kind of crazy that he's led the NFL in touchdowns over the past few seasons. I do wonder if he'll catch 100 passes again with Kellen Moore there. Maybe not as many checkdowns, but he should still be a monster in PPR. He is going to get the majority of the goal line work. I think they waived Larry Roundtree too, so there's not another back there that he has to fight with. Not the worst pick in the world. There is a little bit of a concern that maybe he gets hurt or he falls off. He is getting a little bit older. I think, would I take Eckler as the first running back? I'm going to be honest. If I was going to take a running back, I might have taken Bijan. I might have actually gone Bijan. Henry says, I don't love Eckler there. And it is a safe pick on paper, but there definitely is that concern over maybe this is the year he kind of falls off a little bit. Also, Tyler's on the clock. He gets the pick in at the end. CMC, Christian McCaffrey. All right, back-to-back running backs. I'm sitting here chilling. There goes Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce would have been my number 2 player on my big board. I like that pick a lot. Such an advantage. He's just head and shoulders above the other tight ends. Or is he? Yeah, he is. He is. Come on now. It's not like TJ Hawkinson is on his level. Jamar Chase at 7. That's kind of a steal in my opinion. Bijan at 8. Back-to-back good picks. I gotta say, I'm not shocked Grant goes Bijan. I respect it, though. Bijan at 8 is a pretty good pick. I could see a world where Bijan is the top scoring running back this season. Jamar Chase at 7. That's a good pick. I like that. Now we're starting to get into the interesting part. Few running backs that are spicy, but also like a little scary. Saquon and Henry have those injury concerns. Devontae Adams is there, but he's got Jimmy G throwing him the ball. I will say, I'm going to sweat a little bit on this big, long turn. I'm on the clock again in 15 picks. There are 2 players I want. I get back-to-back, which is nice. I hope they're there, man. I really hope they're there. I think they will be. They've been there in like all the mocks I've done today. But it's not a guarantee. Henry says, I was close to taking Bijan. Couldn't pass up Chase's value there. I mean, I can't hate that whatsoever. There's a world where Chase is probably one of the 3 highest scoring players this season. He was a monster before getting hurt last season. Great in the red zone, too. You could have done well with either Chase or Bijan, I feel like. I don't know. I did 0 running back in this league last year, which I'd never done before. I was always one of those guys that like took running backs early. And I didn't end up winning. I ended up choking in the playoffs. It was really sad. It was the same day I was at the Vikings-Packers game where they got smoked. But like my team won like 12 games that year. I was the top seed. It was a good team. And my first running back taken was J.K. Dobbins in round 5, I think. It was J.K. Dobbins and Dameon Pierce. All right. We're now through the first round. Devontae Adams goes. Derrick Henry's gone. Tony Pollard. Nick Chubb. Okay. Saquon's still out there. I feel like people have the right to be a little hesitant about Saquon. It's a little scary. One really interesting player is Jonathan Taylor. Because if he gets traded, it could either be huge for him or it could really hamper his value. Like, I mean, what if something stupid like the 49ers trade for him? Like, that screws CMC and Taylor, at least in fantasy. I don't think they would do that, but if he goes to like what if he went to the Chiefs, you know? Like, if he goes to the Chiefs, whoever gets him is going to be a very happy man. I can confidently say, well, I don't know that I can confidently say he'll be gone when I pick. He's the 20th ranked player. I pick at 24. I don't think I have the guts to pick him, though, to be honest. He struggled with injuries, and the offensive line was bad last year, but some of that was on him, too. He didn't look the greatest last season. Not to say he's bad. Like, if you can get him at a decent price, go for it. Like, I'm not going to say, like, oh, don't draft Jonathan Taylor, but CeeDee Lamb? Okay. I'd love to see him and Dak full season together. Seems like Dak has been hurt a lot. Also, Trey Lance is a Cowboy now, which is kind of weird. Saquon's still out there. People are avoiding Saquon. There goes Amon-Ra. Ooh, that's a great pick. I love that pick. PPR machine. There goes Josh Jacobs. Jacobs before Saquon. All right. Run the damn ball. Now on the clock. Took Bijan round 1. Me, personally, if I was on the clock right now, I'd take Garrett Wilson, to be honest. I love Garrett Wilson in fantasy this year. Clear number 1. Aaron Rodgers still got it. Similar play style. Oh, would you look at that? Good pick. Good pick. Garrett Wilson. That's a good start right there. Bijan and Garrett Wilson. I respect it. All right. Here's where we really lock in. I'm on the clock in 6 picks. We'll see. I need my guys to get to me. I just need it. I think, we'll see, man. It's going to be crazy. There goes Saquon. See, I like Saquon. Like the 6th pick in round 2. That's pretty good. Especially with Jamar Chase there as like a guy you can depend on to get you a lot of points every week. Saquon has elite running back upside. He probably will be good if he is healthy. That offense is just so well run with Brian Daboll over there. Line should be better, hopefully. I'd like to see a little bit more out of Evan Neal this season. He was weirdly disappointing last year, but Andrew Thomas has blossomed into an all-pro. They're definitely going to run the ball still. And Saquon can catch, too, which always helps in fantasy. About to pick again soon. We got Cappuccino on the clock. A.J. Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Waddle, top 3 guys out there right now. I'm a little scared. Something wacky is going to happen, and it'll foil my plan. Part of me just wants to say what I'm going to do. I'll explain once it gets to me. Like I said earlier, I have my draft board. I just have names written down on my phone. Players I want at certain picks. Really, if I can walk away with my top 4, I'm very happy. Even my top 3, but if I can get that 4th guy too, that'd be nice. There goes A.J. Brown. Good pick. Terrell Owens type player. Very good last year. One of the top in the league in receiving yards, I think. Forged a pretty good connection with Jalen Hurts. Back to Tyler. Tyler goes DK. Okay. Believe it in Geno. I like it. DK with that big playability. All right, here we go. Oh. There is one player that's on the board still that I didn't think was going to be here. I'll just say it. I don't really care. Jalen Waddle. If Jalen Waddle is on the board when I pick, do I rethink my plan and take him? I don't know. Maybe. Nah. I have faith in my own plan. Trust my process. Even if Jalen Waddle's there, I'm not taking him. Even though I really like him. Honestly, the odds that he makes it 3 more picks, probably pretty low. We got like all the top wide receiver 2s here. Waddle, T. Higgins, Devontae Smith. There goes Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith almost going back to back. All right, 2 more picks. We're so close. We are so close. I feel like a GM in the war room right now. Chris Olave. All right, 1 more. Let's go, baby. I'm going to get at least 1, but really I need both for this to work. Picking at 1 overall, I'm pretty much counting on just 3 studs to carry me and then taking risks and hoping other guys can step up. But I need these 3 studs to carry me. Oh, I think it's going to happen. I really think it's going to happen. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, my next 2 picks, right? I thought about Kelsey, and then I hinted, well, maybe there's someone that's almost at his level. And there is, and it's Mark Andrews. We're going to get Mark Andrews to come join the team. Todd Monken coming in as offensive coordinator. We saw what he did with Brock Bowers. The Ravens are going to pass the ball a lot. And Andrews is just far and away the most talented player in that Ravens receiving core. He was a beast 2 years ago. He was a beast when he was healthy last year. He is closer to Kelsey than some people think. He's put up very big numbers. I love it. And then we're going to go get another big score. We're going to do something I don't do very often. We're going to take a QB, and we're going to go with Josh Allen. Josh Allen joins the squad. I really think Josh Allen is going to be QB1 this year. He's a much better rusher than Mahomes, and his passing numbers are pretty close. Go look at Josh Allen's stats before injuring his elbow last year. He was on pace for 5,000 passing yards and like 40-plus touchdowns. And like he gets twice as many rushing yards and rushing touchdowns as Mahomes. He is their offense. I mean, just look at his scoring before the injury. I mean, it's crazy. 31, 29, 26, 23, 35, 26. Please give me some of that, right? If I can have Allen get me 25, Kupp get me 20, and Andrews get me like 15 every week, I will take that all day. Henry says, wow. So, Henry, I don't know if you were in my last stream, but I've had quite the turnaround as far as the Buffalo Bills go. I am no longer a Buffalo Bills hater. I actually have the Bills as my Super Bowl pick this year. I'm actually very high on them, and for as many times as I've said this sarcastically, Josh Allen really is Josh Alien. And he's a beast. I don't care. Maybe it's early to take a quarterback, but I reached on Jalen Hurts last year, and that worked out pretty well. I just really think with how far of a gap I have in picks, like I need to get guys that I know are going to get me a lot of points because I'm not picking again for where'd it go? Another 16 picks. I mean, we're going to be like down here now. I need these first three guys to get me as many points as possible. And if it means drafting a QB early, it means drafting a QB early. That is what my model said. I'm trying to build as many points as I can early. And yes, that means taking a QB. And also, I just love paying a premium for tight ends. I didn't do it last year. It really came back to bite me. I mean, seriously, like just look at how good Mark Andrews has been when he and Lamar are on the field. And I get it's not a given that Lamar is going to be healthy, but just 2 years ago, Mark Andrews was first team All-Pro. I mean, these are Kelsey numbers right here. Bit of a fall off last year, but I mean, just going in and looking at his game log, you can clearly tell when Lamar gets hurt because there's a noticeable difference. And even then, like at the end, like he kind of turned it around again. He had a few strong games, but again, 10 and then 25, 28, 3, 22, 23. You don't really get that from tight ends. And I just think the gap between Andrews and the next guy like Hawkinson or Waller is pretty big. And it's worth the premium I'm paying here. Lamar Jackson goes. I like it. We've got a bit of a run of quarterbacks now. Don't want to say I started it, but hey, you know, the doctor is in. Mahomes, and then Hurts, and then Lamar. I do love me a good rushing quarterback. It's such a cheat code. You get quarterback value, and you get running back level scoring. I mean, if Lamar stays healthy, he could be a league winner. He is elite. He is elite. Pick 48 and 49. This is where I sweat a little bit more. Some people already know who I want. I'm just going to go out and say it. The word has gotten out. And again, if someone takes him, like whatever, you either were already going to take him or I swayed your opinion. I am patiently waiting to take Miles Sanders with my next pick. I am actually going to be pretty happy if Miles Sanders is my RB1, especially being taken at the very end of round 4. I honestly think he could get close to these numbers last year, and yes, even the touchdowns. He comes into a Carolina backfield where there's not much competition. The offensive line is pretty good. Don't listen to the people talking about the preseason games where they give up a few pressures and Bryce Young gets hit around. This is a very good run blocking unit. They're going to run the ball a lot. They bring in Frank Reich. They don't have any wide receivers. This whole preseason, they've been running like tight I formation, single back stuff. They clearly love Sanders. They paid him a lot of money. They didn't go and get another back. I could see him getting like maybe 240 carries. And I also think his receiving numbers are going to go up, which ESPN seems to indicate a little bit. And with the touchdowns, it can be easy to say, oh, he's not going to score 11 touchdowns again because the Eagles' offense is much better than the Panthers. And that's true. But also think about how many rushing touchdowns he missed out on last year because Jalen Hurts would always punch it in. They're not going to be doing that with Bryce Young. I think it's possible that Sanders could get like 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. And if you get a bit more improvement in the receiving department, which he's shown he is a talented receiver, his rookie year he had 50 catches. He can do it. They just didn't use him. I'd be very happy with Miles Sanders as my RB1. I think he could finish as a top 12 back. And in a 12-team league, if you get a top 12 back, it's pretty good. And, you know, I have the 3 studs that I'm really just going to count on to shoulder the load. I'm going to take a drink. I've been talking a lot. We're 20 minutes into this draft. We're cruising. Round 4. Also 40 minutes away from starting the other draft, which, again, I don't know what position I have. There goes Keenan Allen. Ramondre's still out there. There's no way he makes it to me, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would definitely take him. I'll be honest. After Miles Sanders, I have a name written down, and it's not a very flashy pick. I might still go with him. I think I will. We'll see, though. I might be going back-to-back backs here with my next picks. Miles Sanders and a mystery person. Ooh, Deontay Johnson. All right. Receptions man right there. That's a good, honest, safe pick. I do like my wide receivers that just get a lot of catches. Chris Godwin would be another good pick. Guys that they might not always get crazy yardage totals. They might not score 10 touchdowns, but if they get you 100 catches, hey, that's 100 points right there. Deontay Johnson, I think, will still score more than George Pickens. I still think he's a better receiver than Pickens. Pickens has that big playability, but doesn't quite get the volume. Not as good of a separator. And there's no way Johnson scores 0 touchdowns again. He's due for some positive regression. Henry says, so sad Jameer didn't fall. I wanted him bad. I don't blame you. Especially with Jamison Williams being injured the first few weeks, I'm really curious to see how much running back Gibbs plays, or maybe if they dare to put him in the slot and out wide some. I think there's a real possibility that happens, and Gibbs could get a lot of catches. And he is just electric in the open field. The one thing I worry about Gibbs is you have David Montgomery there, who will probably take the goal line touches. It could be the same story with Swift and Jamal last year, although they just seem to like Gibbs a lot more than Swift. But if you want some free game, to any of you guys watching, David Montgomery is not a flashy pick, but it might be a very good pick. That's what I'm going to say. I could see David Montgomery getting 10 touchdowns. There goes Justin Fields, another running quarterback. All right. See, even with Fields being a bad passer last year, which I do air quotes, he was pretty bad as a passer, he still offered a lot just because he's such a good runner. Oh, I was literally just about to say, there's no way Ramondre falls to me, right? Don't get your hopes up, Eric. I really think Miles Sanders is going to make it, though. There's no way someone takes Miles Sanders before me. I was getting clowned on last night for my Miles Sanders take. We'll see at the end of the season when he has 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns and the Panthers go 9-8. Keep pounding, baby. Let's go Panthers. I have a Panthers jersey. I actually do. I've always liked the Panthers. Shout out Cam, Luke Kuechly. Let's go Panthers. Panthers are the team I'm rooting for in the South this year, I will say. Sorry, Falcons fans. I respect your commitment to the run game. I think the offense will be fun to watch, but keep pounding, baby. That's all I'm going to say. Tyler's got 34 seconds and counting. He seems to not be a big Arthur Smith fan based on his name. Tyler, if you're watching, what don't you like about Arthur Smith? I think he's done an honest job. Y'all have been punching above your weight for sure. I thought the Falcons were going to be awful last year. 7 wins was shocking for me. 10 seconds and counting for Tyler. Get the pick in. Don't be like the Vikings back in 2004. Just funny, the Vikings still got the player they wanted that year. Kevin Williams. Christian Watson. Wow, okay. Horns up. Go Bison. NDSU, man. Touchdown monster last year. Big playability. I wonder if the Watson to Jordan Love connection is going to be popping. Christian Watson, okay. The raw ability on him is really, really good. I mean, I'm not going to say he's Julio, because obviously Julio is just a much better receiver, but similar build, similar athleticism, that's fair to say. I don't know. He will not become Julio. This is not me saying Christian Watson is going to become Julio Jones, one of the best receivers ever, but he's fun. Wish he was on our team instead of the Packers, but rank the teams after 4 rounds. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I'm appreciating this audience feedback. I will go through and I'll look at these teams once I have my next big gap. Something to kill the time. Give us a top 3 teams that stand out. I like it. I'll just say what I like and don't like about the teams. All right, we're so close to Miles Sanders. There's no way, right? There's just no way Miles Sanders gets taken. I would be shocked personally. And so I have Miles Sanders, and then I might go James Conner to follow up, which he's like the guy that's like another not flashy pick. And people could say, oh, Eric, the Cardinals are terrible. Yes, but they're not going to get shut out every game. Like, they're going to gain yards. They're going to score. Can't you just picture it now? You're watching Red Zone, and the obligatory, like, they show every touchdown, and they show, like, James Conner punching it in from the 2 as the Cardinals lose 35-7. He's a very safe pick. I like safe in running backs, which is very hard to get. But Cardinals are another team where there's not really a challenger behind him in the backfield. And I mean, look at his carries, especially after Kyler went down. They were giving him the rock. He was great the year before. He was pretty good this year. He will get the goal line touches. He's a solid receiver. I am probably going to go Miles Sanders and James Conner back-to-back, which, again, it's not like jaw-dropping, but I will take those two as my running backs when I have Allen, Kupp, and Andrews around them, you know? Here we go. All right, Herbert's taken. Let's cook. All right, Miles Sanders, come on down. Let's go. We got our guy. And then James Conner. Two safe, solid, dependable backs. We will take it. We will take it. Let's take a look at these other teams now. Luke's team. So we got Herbert, Etienne, Jefferson, Ridley. Those wide receivers are looking pretty nice. Jefferson and Ridley. Ridley could maybe not quite match his 2020 season. I think he's going to be better than this, though. I think he's going to get more than 1,000 yards. I read something interesting today that Trevor Lawrence is one of the best in the league at throwing out routes, and Calvin Ridley is one of the best in the league at winning out routes. So I think that'll be a good connection. Also, George Kittle joining the team. Dropping a pick on tight end right there. He had a crazy season for touchdowns last year, which normally he's not much of a touchdown scorer, but he's definitely like better than your average tight end. I would probably take Kittle over Hawkinson, which sounds crazy coming from a Vikings fan, but I don't know. I like Hawkinson as much as any other Vikings fan, but also like, I don't know. He got the ball a lot, and he was still inconsistent last year. Now we had Jordan Addison. But overall, pretty good-looking team. Herbert should be better with Kellen Moore at offensive coordinator. Etienne, high upside, a little bit of a risky pick, but also like he offers a lot as a receiver. He was great last year. Like he didn't show any sign of injury after suffering a pretty bad one his rookie year. So I definitely don't hate that. And pretty good pair of receivers. Oscar's team, we have Mixon and Kamara, which is quite the backfield duo as far as legal issues go. Tyreek Hill, too. But just, like, overall, like, Tyreek Hill, Chris Olave, definitely, like, very good receiver duo. I think most teams are going to have good pair of receivers. Olave was so good as a rookie last year, and I think he might be better because the quarterback situation is better. Drake London just went. Wow. Okay. Drake London was really good at the end of last season. Between Prescott and Lawrence, who would you grab? Ooh, I would go Trevor. I mean, we know how I feel about Trevor Lawrence at this point. I do like Dak somewhat because, I mean, it's Dak and you know what you're going to get. If he's healthy, he will put up numbers. But it's Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence could break into the top 5 this year. I would rather have Lawrence's upside, and his floor is still high enough where I think it's worth it for sure. I would take Lawrence over Dak personally. My opinion. Rashad White to Tyler. Okay. But 3 running backs, which I kind of like because, you know, let's say, I mean, Kamara will be suspended for a little bit, so you can have Dameon Pierce slide in. Then you have Mixon there. Mahomes, Eckler, Kenny Walker, Devontae Smith, and Drake London. This is a very risky team. Mahomes is definitely a sure bet. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. You could argue he's the number 1 quarterback. I'll answer those questions in a sec. I'll finish up on Steven's team, and then I'll get to y'all. Don't worry, I see you guys. Shout out to everyone participating in the chat. Love you guys. Eckler, you hope that he can at least get close to his production last year. I do think there will be some fall off, though, but he's one of the safer backs. Kenny Walker scares me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. I mean, the Seahawks just drafted a running back, Zach Charbonnet. I think Walker might lose out on a lot of the goal line opportunities. He's not much of a north-south runner. He's a solid receiver, though. But as an RB2, you could do a lot worse. Having both of them on a bye in Week 5 is rough. Devontae Smith, very good last year. That's a bit of a harsh regression projection for him. Although I do think the Eagles are going to run the ball. Maybe. And then Drake London. That is a big swing right there. I do like Drake London, the player. I think the ability is there. I just wonder how much the Falcons are actually going to throw the ball, though. As a wide receiver, too, you could do worse, but that is a little rich, in my personal opinion. There goes Trevor Lawrence. All right, so Parker says, what do you think of Tua this year? Terrified. I've said this before, and again, I don't want to sound morbid. Obviously, I don't want this to happen, but Tua's one bad fall away from never playing again. Now, that being said, if he does play, he's in a very favorable offense. I mean, he was lighting the world on fire last season. He doesn't give you much as a runner, but you know you're going to get a lot of yards from Tua, probably a good amount of touchdowns. If you're the kind of guy that likes to wait on a quarterback, if you go with like Tua and then you get a decent backup, you can feel pretty good about yourself. And then Henry says, thoughts on Anthony Richardson? If you really want to wait on a quarterback, go get Anthony Richardson. I mean, think about what I said with Justin Fields. Last season, Justin Fields was not a good passer. Still, a very good fantasy quarterback because he could run. I think Anthony Richardson might be a better runner than Justin Fields. He's in a Shane Steichen offense where he's going to run the ball a lot. Even if he's just terrible as a passer, he could be one of the 5 worst passers in the league. He's going to get so many rushing yards, so many rushing touchdowns. I really don't think it matters. If you really want to wait, you could start Anthony Richardson in fantasy, and I would not be upset. I think Anthony Richardson is an excellent pick late in the draft. Darren Waller gone. That's a good pick. I think Waller will bounce back somewhat. I want to see him in Daboll's offense. They also just don't really have any big receivers there, so he's probably going to get a lot of looks in the red zone. And they're going to use him all over the place. There goes Hawkinson. All right. TJ, 12 targets a game, Hawkinson. I do think, no disrespect to TJ, there's a reason we drafted Jordan Addison. It is because teams just put everything on Jefferson and pretty much dared any of our other receivers to beat them. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And that's sort of a reason why I didn't draft Jefferson first overall too, is because I just think there's a reason we drafted a wide receiver in the first round. The Vikings are going to spread the ball around a little bit more. I don't think that the Vikings want Jefferson to get as many looks as he did last year. I mean, shoot, if he gets open, great. Like, obviously he's going to get the ball. But I really do think the Vikings are going to diversify their targets a little bit more this year. Some regression is expected. Cam Akers and Mike Williams gone? Mike Williams is a swing for the fences, too. His big thing is health. If he could stay healthy, he's got very, very high upside, especially if the Chargers are going to be pushing the ball down the field. He's one of those guys where, like, he'll get you 4 points, but then the next week he gets you 39. He, like, always goes off against the Chiefs, and then he'll, like, disappear on, like, a random noon game. I feel like he's a frustrating player to own, but he could also win you some weeks. And, I mean, if he's like your wide receiver too, or even your flex, not bad. We're in round 6 now, you know. You can't really split hairs too much at this point. Every player comes with risks, whether it be injury or age or anything like that. There's no 100% safe pick. I have to look and see who I'm going to be taking next. Okay, I think I know who. Yeah, all right, they're both still there. I'm on the clock in, I keep losing it, 6 picks. I'm getting so disoriented. Just wait until the other draft starts. Then that's when things are going to get crazy. As we have a newcomer in here. Karitsa says, welcome to the stream, Karitsa. I don't know that we've met before, but welcome to the channel. I don't know if you've subscribed or not or anything, but doing a nice little fantasy football draft stream. I've got this draft right now. I've got another one coming up in less than 30 minutes now, rapidly approaching, but welcome to the stream. If you're new to the channel, come check me out. See what else I've got going on. Shameless plug. Mike Evans and Dallas Goedert gone now. Gotta love my FCS guys. Even though, SDSU, South Dakota State, that is, and I. When it comes game time, obviously, ears down. That's actually a thing that they do in North and South Dakota is, ears up because they're the Jackrabbits and ears down. Horns up, horns down. But I will always respect those FCS schools. I want to talk about a school that's produced a lot of good tight ends. South Dakota State. Shout out Tucker Kraft. Madison is still chilling there. If you want my honest opinion as a Vikings fan, don't draft Alexander Madison. He's not that good. I don't know. I just really don't think the Vikings are going to run the ball that much this year. They'll run it some to keep defenses honest. We did sign a blocking tight end, Josh Oliver, I think his name is. We will probably run some more 12 personnel. When we do run, it's going to be power run. But Madison doesn't offer much as a receiver, and to be honest, I say this a lot, he changes direction slower than the buses on campus at UGA. He is extremely north and south. Gabe says, I got 5 players with a bye week 5. That's going to go crazy. Wait, no, 3 players. I don't know why I said 5. Well, even 3, that's still kind of tough. The bye-apocalypse is always rough as Alexander Madison gets auto-picked. DJ Khaled taking a while, not going to lie. I don't know, maybe he lagged out or something. Stuff happens, Nobody's perfect. Life comes up. Maybe your computer died or something. But Alexander Madison auto-pick. Arthur Stinks back on the clock. How's Tyler been doing so far? Let's take a look at his team. One of the teams we haven't looked at yet. Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, good start. Rashad White, DK Metcalf, Christian Watson. Riskier with the receivers? DK's not risky. He's not a high volume guy. He did get 90 catches last year. JSN should take some of those away, but the yards and touchdowns should still be there. And then Christian Watson is a mystery. Christian Watson could be incredible, or he could be somewhere between these two seasons. Touchdowns are always hard to project. They're very, not fluky, but I don't know. We shall see. All right, I know for a fact that I don't have the first pick in my other draft because the commissioner apparently got the first pick, which he's not happy about, which I get. Having the first pick is tough. There are talks of corruption. Nah. Honestly, if you really want to rig it for yourself, give yourself the 4th or 5th pick, something like that. I don't know. It's such a long layover. I feel like I'm at the airport waiting around, waiting to pick. My guys are still there. I'm just going to say it. I was talking this guy up earlier, but David Montgomery is going to be the pick when I'm on the clock. It's going to be probably David Montgomery. Oh, Javonte is tempting, though, if he makes it. He was hurt. I am all in on this Broncos running game, though. And Javonte is an extremely talented player. There goes Dalton Schultz. Okay. There goes a tight end. Honestly, not the worst pick, actually. It might be a head-scratcher at first. Dalton Schultz should catch a lot of passes in this Texans offense. Pat Freiermuth goes. I got to say, let's run on tight ends now. I don't want to sound braggadocious. Man, I'm so happy I have Mark Andrews. He really is just a guy that you can set and forget. I don't know. Do I take Javonte, though, if he's there? I was going to take David Montgomery. Javonte has higher upside. Maybe I'll take Javonte because I have Sanders and Connor plugged in at running back already. So I can afford to get a little risky. I already have my 2 starting backs in there. If Javonte breaks out, he's probably going to take over one of their spots or he'll slide in as flex. I might go Javonte. But it's either going to be Javonte and David Montgomery, and then I'm going to go Christian Kirk after. Even though Ridley is there, Christian Kirk was just so good last season. I don't think he's going to lose out on too much volume because they pretty much swapped out Ridley for Zay Flowers. And Ridley's going to work the outside. Kirk is still going to be able to cook from the slot. We're going to draft Kirk first because I know for sure he's just a guy I want on my team. I like Christian Kirk a lot, and he's another guy that's going to catch a lot of passes. He and Trevor have a great connection. Excellent separator. Not too bad after the catch. Can't complain as my wide receiver 2 with Cooper Kupp. Do I take Javonte? Do I swing for the fences? David Montgomery is the safer pick. I'm going to go Javonte. I did not think he was going to be here. You know what? Screw the injury risk. If he's hurt, he just won't play. Whatever. I have 2 backs already. Give me Javonte Williams. Do not sleep on Sean Payton's ability to cook up a power running game. I don't know. I will take Javonte Williams for sure. He was so good his rookie year. You want to talk about a fun player to watch. Just bowling people over. Braggadocious, great word. Hey, man. I read my dictionary. Well, I used to. I used to read the dictionary as a kid. True story. For real. For real indeed. For real indeed. We're about 20 minutes away now from this next draft starting. We'll end up having is 2 windows open. I'll have this draft on the left side of the screen, the other draft on the right side of the screen. It's going to be real fun. We're going to get crazy in here, you know? I've had a steady stream here. 4 people in here right now. Decent chat going. Thank you guys for tuning in again, as always. Always a pleasure to talk ball with you guys. Anyone in here haven't drafted yet? Any questions or anything? I feel like it's about that time people are starting to draft. I know I've got one more draft coming up this Friday, I believe. At least that's when it's tentatively scheduled for. But it is that time of year. And you know, you definitely can't win or lose your league on draft day. The waiver wire, that's where the real heroes are found, but you can really set yourself up for success. I'm pretty happy that I have more or less my starting lineup filled out. I'm not going to lie, I kind of like to do that. Depth is nice, and yeah, players are going to get hurt, but I would much rather have a guy like Mark Andrews at tight end than have like one extra backup receiver. Because Andrews is actually going to get me points. Instead of me like fretting over, oh my gosh, am I going to start like Marquise Brown or Christian Kirk this week, you know? Again, you're drafting points, not players. And I just am trying to put together the combination that will get me the most points. Cortland Sutton, not a bad pick with Judy's injury concerns. Tim Patrick gets hurt again, which stinks for him, man. He's at a tough draw. Reports are saying that Sutton is looking more like his old self, which I don't know how much stock you can ever put into those reports, but in the 7th round, that's not bad. There goes George Pickens. I knew George Pickens was going to get taken early in this league. This is mostly people from UGA in this league, so that does make sense. Oh, there goes Deshaun Watson. We also have Evan Ingram going to pick before. I like the Evan Ingram pick a lot. He was great for the Jags last year. They lined him up all over the place. Good, solid tight end. Round 7, not bad. Jerry Jeudy. I feel like Jerry Jeudy's going to be there for a while. I also feel like Marquise Brown will be. Which, again, I'm not trying to like talk up the Cardinals too much. But they're not going to get shut out every game. You know, they're going to like score. They're going to move the ball some. Not a flashy pick, but if you could get Marquise Brown as your flex, that's not terrible. I don't give an F word. I'm drafting someone crazy. I wonder who that's going to be. When does Craig pick? Craig picks in 2 picks. Well, let's see who this crazy player is. Hopefully it's not the crazy player I want, because I for sure know the next 2 players I want. And these guys have actually been a little bit harder to get in this spot. We'll see, though. We'll see. We scoring all night. We might be scoring all night if I get this guy. Let's get paid. If you know, you know. There's maybe a few people in this stream that know what I'm talking about. We'll see. All I'm going to say, iconic pick. I'm going to be speeding to the board if he's there. Going 140 miles per hour. There goes David Montgomery. All right. All due respect, that's not a crazy pick. That's a very honest pick in round 7. Not this guy. Okay. I was going to say, I don't know. David Montgomery's not crazy. I had a feeling you were going to take David Montgomery. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you watched Jamal last year get 17 touchdowns. I don't think he'll get 17, but like, again, double digits should be in the cards. Good offensive line in Detroit. They like to run the ball in. Jahan Dotson, that's a great pick. I love Jahan Dotson. One of the better rookie receivers last season. Very talented player. And I'm starting to drink the Sam Howell Kool-Aid. Just a little bit. I didn't think he'd be there. Yeah, I mean, he fell a little bit. There goes David Njoku. All right. Talented tight end in a tight end friendly scheme. Kevin Stefanski. See, 7:45, 15 minutes before we get dual screen action. I feel like Scott Hansen in Red Zone right now. Like, you just got to keep talking. Things are happening. And soon we're going to be going to the double box. I can't wait for the double box. I think the other league I'm in, it's half-point PPR. If you want a piece of Dr. Pigskin lore, the first ever piece of content that Dr. Pigskin ever created, it was Dr. Pigskin's first ever tweet. And it was a screenshot from the 701 Lads League. And it was a week that my team just went absolutely nuclear. They scored over like 200 points in half-point PPR. That was Dr. Pigskin's first ever tweet. Shout out to the real ones that remember the OG Dr. Pigskin profile picture. If you know, you know. Man, that feels like a long time ago. That was the day after Halloween. It was November 1st. That's when Dr. Pigskin's Twitter account was born. Henry says, Dalvin Cook thoughts. I think that he and Breece Hall, they're not going to be 50-50 splitting carries. Dalvin Cook was very inconsistent last year. He kind of relied on big plays. He got tackled behind the line of scrimmage a lot. He was very inefficient. He's clearly not he's not a great lead back anymore. I think he's very good in his role for real life football as being like a secondary piece for the Jets. To be 100% honest with you though, I don't love him in fantasy. And the fact that he's still the top guy on the board, like if Dalvin Cook somehow makes it to me at 96, I'm not taking him, to be honest. That's my thoughts on Dalvin Cook. I don't know how many goal line touches he'll get versus Breece Hall. Breece Hall is just a better back in my opinion. Breece Hall can also catch, so it's not like, oh, Dalvin's going to get all the catches either. I might steer clear of Dalvin, to be honest. I don't know. I think he'll be a useful piece for the Jets in real life, but, I mean, he's not going for 1,000 yards again, that's for sure. And I don't know, like, these stats are a little misleading. No way! Oh, boy. All right, so we have a kicker going in round 8. Oh, boy, that is a pick. That is shocking. Justin Tucker in round 8. I promise I'm not going to be mean, but I'm sorry, all due respect. That is not the pick I would have made. I mean, all right, we have a kicker gone. That gets me one step closer to the guys I want. I'm at the clock, 96 and 97. We'll see. But there goes a kicker. Something tells me this isn't going to start a run on kickers, though. I haven't even looked at kickers, to be honest. I always do defense and kicker last 2 rounds because you can just add and drop willy-nilly, no problem. Play the matchups a little bit. I have a bug on my glasses. Ugh. There goes Dak. Okay. Dak to Henry. We have Khalil Herbert going to pick before. I do like that. The Bears are going to run the ball a lot. I'm sorry, a kicker. Be mean. I want a reaction. I'm going to be honest. Like, this is nothing personal. I'm sorry. That will without a doubt be the stupidest pick of this entire draft. It will objectively be the worst pick. Your team objectively has a much smaller chance of winning now because of that pick. And you know what? If you beat me, you... No! I wanted Michael Thomas. No! No! That's the first time one of my guys has been taken. Oh, I would love Michael Thomas on my bench. I don't care if there's a risk. If he's on my bench, I'll take it. When he played last year, he was still really good. He still has it. They have Derek Carr at quarterback now. Dang it. I could have seen him getting 100 catches this year. I mean, I still can't. Man. All right, that's tough. But you know, we survive. How does it feel to be in a league where Justin Tucker went before Dak Prescott? I feel like I'm probably the only person that could say that, unless maybe like there was a league where kickers like every field goal was worth the amount of yardage it was. Like a 50-yard field goal would get you 50 points. Then I feel like Justin Tucker would go pretty high. I did not have that on my bingo card, though. I'll say that. Dang, all right, Michael Thomas gone. The other guy is still there, though. I'm just going to say it. I've been hinting at it. Call me biased, call me a fan, but usually every year I try and draft one Viking, right? One guy that I kind of like to maybe be good. This year it's Jordan Addison. We scoring all night. I just keep saying this. I sound like a broken record. There is a reason that the Vikings drafted him in the first round. He is going to get the ball. And I just keep thinking about when the Steelers went and got Juju, right? And it was Juju and AB. Juju feasted because he got so many good looks because teams are just so scared of AB. And I'm not saying that Jordan Addison is going to put up like Juju numbers where he goes for like 1,400 yards. Could he get 1,000? I think he could get close to 1,000. I think he beats these projections. I really do. He's going to get all the favorable matchups. He can work out of the slot in space like he's comfortable with. There is a reason we got him. We are going to use him, and we're going to throw the ball so much. We're going to spread the ball around. I mean, think about how good KJ Osborne was at the end of last season when teams just started pretty much using the Jordan rules on Jefferson. KJ Osborne went off. He was one of the top receivers in December. I think Jordan Addison right away is a more talented receiver than KJ Osborne. So I will gladly take him as a high upside guy I can have on my bench and maybe either play as a flex in matchup, like favorable matchups, or I mean, if he really takes a step forward, you know, I either have a good trade piece or he's starting. 2 more picks till he makes it to me, hopefully. I don't know. Like, just give me Jordan Addison over JSN. JSN, there's a little too much competition. I think JSN is for sure the better actual receiver than Jordan Addison. Like, if JSN was on the Vikings, oh, baby. That would be awesome. But give me Jordan Addison. I don't know who else I'm going to take, though. Now that Michael Thomas is gone. I'll have to think about this. I'll actually have to sit and think for a sec. All right, there goes a defense. We're on the clock. We scoring all night. Let's go. Let's go. Jordan Addison. Welcome to the team. I got my Viking. I'm happy. All right, now I got to pick another guy, though. Do I just dare double up on the rookie receivers? Nah, JSN's hurt, too. He still is the third option. I mean, I honestly don't know. Like, Juju, maybe? I like guys that are like the proven option. I do like Jacoby Myers a lot, especially in Josh McDaniels' offense with Jimmy throwing the ball. I could see Jacoby Myers getting like 85 catches. I'm not touching the Washington backs. I'm sorry. I'm also not touching Swift. Just too much uncertainty. I think it might be Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is going to be the pick here. Yeah, we're going to go Jacoby Myers. Let's go. All right. I will take Jacoby Myers. That's another safe pick. Just as long as he's not lateraling the ball. The ball. We're good. 49ers defense. We've got a kicker and a defense now go in round 8. Usually when I pick a defense, I just look at who they play week 1, and then I go from there. I actually haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that right now. Let me look at the week 1 matchups. Let me see what matchups I like. Okay, I think I know who I'm picking already. All right, I have my defense for week 1 locked in. And there goes a kicker. All right, we've got defense and kickers going now. Harrison Butker. Evan McPherson, the kicker run has begun. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. The kickers are flying off the shelves like it's Black Friday. Kickers in all caps. Here we go. Well, I'm just going to sit back and as the chat in the draft is clamoring for more kickers, I'm going to build up my depth now as a good, solid, honest GM would. I'll be honest, now There's one more guy I have, but after that, it's all improv. After that, I don't know who I'm taking, but there's one more guy I want, and he should still be there. I'm looking. Is he pretty far down? Yes. Do I care? No. All right, he's there. He will probably be there when I pick. I pick in 19 picks, but he should be there. Another kicker. The kickers are going. Should I just take a kicker? Should I join the kicker club? Daniel Carlson, Graham Gano. I don't know. I'm no fun. I am kind of a sweat. I actually do really want to win this league this year. I've never won this league before. I have a lot to prove. Henry asks, do you like Zay Flowers in the new look Ravens offense? I do. I think I would probably slot him behind Andrews and Bateman. But he could be the third option. Now, year one? There's upside. I mean, he's an explosive player. I don't think he's going to get crazy volume. But if you're in a pinch and you need to flex on your bye week, you could do worse than Zay Flowers. I think he'll probably be the third option. I think he might be ahead of Odell in the pecking order. We'll see how Odell looks. It's been a while since we've seen him play football. I might have Zay Flowers penciled in at third, though. That's pretty good. That's not bad. And I do think it's going to be at least a fairly high-volume passing attack. I mean, I got Mark Andrews in the second round, for goodness sake, you know? Oh, look at that. There goes Zay Flowers. Right on cue. He's a bit of a high-variance player, but, again, at this point, I've said it a lot, we're round 9 now. Like, there's nothing certain anymore. Remember when this guy last year was getting drafted in like the 4th round because of one good game? Yeah, I always knew all about you. But now I'm a Bills supporter. Let's go, Bills. Let's go, Bills, baby. Bills Mafia. Josh Allen, QB1. Yes, sir. Bills to the Super Bowl. Talk about a turnaround. All right, we're going to get this other one set up here. I'm going to have to figure out how to get into the draft. I have not done this before on the computer. Hopefully I'm not late. How do I do this? Does the draft room just open at 8? I'm not sure. We still have time, but we're gonna get the 2-window setup going now. The double box, as they say in Red Zone. And we're gonna just have a time. Hopefully y'all can still see okay. We've still got plenty of time in this league. I don't pick again for another 12 picks, so we're chilling. But let's get this draft set up here. How on earth do I do this? League. Overview, maybe? Here we go. Enter live draft. Let's go, baby. Let's see what pick I have in this draft. Nah, I'm not going to pay. All right, 4. I will take 4. I will gladly take 4. I would love to get Cooper Kupp in this league, too, honestly. I think it's a real shot that it happens. Gabe asks, as he's speaking in the third person, why is picking a kicker a better choice than a tight end 1? Well, there's a little thing called positional value. Tight ends 1 just score more than kickers. But 2, I think if you can get Kelsey for sure, Andrews, maybe Waller and Hawkinson and Kittle, like you just have a leg up over everyone else because the fall off after that is harsh. I mean, the fall off is really harsh after Kelsey. I think Andrews, when healthy on a good year, he's pretty close to Kelsey. It's like this, but Kelsey's still better, more consistent, better quarterback. But then after that, you go down a little bit further, and then I would say it's Waller, Hawkinson, Kittle, around there. You know, you could flip those 3 around any way you want. And then after that, I mean, you have Dallas Goedert, who's still pretty good, but then you start to get rough. I mean, like, David Njoku is a good player, but, like, you can't count on him to give you double-digit points every week. Whereas kickers, you can just pick up a guy every week if you really want to. I mean, yeah, a really good kicker might occasionally win you a game. I know all about Justin Tucker going off in fantasy. My dad had Justin Tucker that Monday night game against the Lions back in 2014, I think it was. That was the fantasy playoffs, and Justin Tucker got like 22 points or something stupid like that. Sorry, I just jumped because my earbuds are turned all the way up, and there was a countdown for the Yahoo draft, and it scared the bejeebers out of me. But, yeah. Kickers and tight ends. If the Vikings fell to the Bills last year, would your Bills fandom be revoked right now? It definitely helps. I mean, I explained this earlier. Really, last year was all I could have ever asked for as a Bills hater. Like, the Vikings beat them, and the Bills got humbled in the playoffs in the exact fashion that I said they would, right? I really can't ask for any more other than that, as I'm going to have to move these around so I can just see a little bit better. So that's really all I could ask for as a Bills hater. I had my victory lap, and I actually really like the offseason that they had. I think they were very self-aware, and, they play real football now. I respect it. CMC goes first overall in this league. All right, here we go. All right, Cooper Kupp or bust, baby. We're going to get Cooper Kupp in both of our leagues. Let's go. I'm not one of those guys that's going to, try and diversify my teams. Nah, I like my guys. I'm going to take who I want. Cooper Kupp joins the Georgia Skulldogs. Let's go, baby. Cooper Kupp in both my leagues. I think he's wide receiver 1. I'm ecstatic right now. I pick pretty soon in this league, too. Here comes the double box. This is where it gets really fun. 2 drafts for the price of 1. You really can't ask for much more. We have fun here on Dr. Pigskin. 8:01 the local time here in Athens, Georgia. Travis Kelce at 5. I like it. I see the vision. I'm telling you. Travis Kelce is kind of the meta in fantasy a little bit. Always good to have a good tight end. There goes Tyreek. As we're coming up here. So, there's one more guy I want here. I don't think he's been taken yet. I'm going to pop this open just so I can see real quick. Samaje Perine. No! Tyler Algier! That was the guy I wanted. No! Good pick, Henry. Dang it. All right. Algier is still going to get carries. They're just not going to, leave him to the streets. And this is going to sound terrible. Heaven forbid something happened to Bijan. Algier is going to be looking very, very good. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm certainly not rooting for it. But, you have to consider that, too. I do like drafting high upside backups. I don't know who I'm going to take here now. Actually, I probably do. You want to talk about high upside backups? I think I'm going to go Rashad Penny. And then, Penny? We'll go Penny. He's a very talented runner. Whatever. He can't stay healthy. He's behind the best offensive line in football. When am I on the clock? I'm on the clock soon here. I'm going to be jumping back and forth. Who else do I want? At this point, it's starting to look pretty rough. I might go Juju. Just another one of those safe guys. If you want to talk about high upside backup, Jaylen Warren looks pretty good. I think Jaylen Warren's going to get a lot more work than some people think. Dalton Kincaid is a spicy pick. We're not going to get... Nah, we're going to go Juju. We'll take Juju. Give me some more depth. Proven, dependable player. Good kid, Juju. I'm on the clock here soon. Do I go Garrett Wilson? Do I double up on receiver? I might. I really like Garrett Wilson. Or Amon-Ra. I'm probably going to get one of those two. Unless these guys back-to-back take him. Would I take Wilson or Amon-Ra? I might go Wilson. I do think Wilson's the better player. He's got the better quarterback, too. There goes Tony Pollard. I'm going to get one of them. Wilson is my top pick, though. Scrolling through. I don't remember how many teams this league is. I think it's 10, maybe? 10 or 12? I guess I can just count quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Josh Jacobs just got taken. Garrett Wilson is there. We're going to take Garrett Wilson. I do like me some Garrett Wilson. Back-to-back receivers. I'm loving my receivers in this league. Cooper Kupp and Garrett Wilson. Oh, boy. Off to a good start. Over here, we're filling out depth, but this is what's kind of nice. The draft's being staggered a little bit. Now, as this one winds down, you pick your sleepers, your depth pieces. You get to get the fun guys in this one. You get to do it all over again. Double box action. Let's go. I'm going to need to take a gulp of water here. I'm getting pretty parched from all this talking. I honestly have no idea who I'm taking from here now. I think Anthony Richardson got taken, did he not? Yeah. Team Pearson taking Anthony Richardson. I like it. I wonder, is he going to start for him? No, he has Herbert. That's right. Okay. Very high upside backup, though. I do like Anthony Richardson in fantasy. I will say that much. All right. We are going to be on the clock again soon here. This one's moving fast. Do I go 3 wide receivers in a row? I was talking about 0 running back. I don't really like any of the running backs here, though. That's the thing. I mean, if I could get like Dameon Pierce down here, maybe even Jahmyr Gibbs, I would much rather have that. Do I take Calvin Ridley maybe in this league? I could really invest in that Jags passing game. I have, Christian Kirk over here, Calvin Ridley over here. Is it a reach? Maybe, but again, I like getting my guys. Olave is there. Nah, I'm going to go Ridley. Give me Calvin Ridley all day. We're all aboard the Jags wagon. You guys should know this by now. I love my wide receivers. Wide receivers are looking good. Kupp, Wilson, and Ridley. That's disgusting. Oh, I like that a lot. How are things shaking out over here? We're just gonna be pulling these back and forth. Thielen, okay. Good old man Adam Thielen. Geno Smith. I genuinely don't know who I'm gonna pick. I'm on the clock in 15 picks. I might pick Kincaid. I think he is going to shoot past these projections. I think the expectation is Kincaid is going to be good right away. He will probably play a lot in the slot. He will probably play just as much wide receiver as tight end. Sean McDermott has said a lot that the Bills are going to run what he calls 11.5 personnel because Kincaid is like almost half tight end, half wide receiver. Again, there is a reason that a contending team drafted him in the first round. He's going to get the ball. They had Cole Beasley in the slot in the playoffs last year. They just needed to upgrade. And Kincaid is good enough. He can hold his own in the slot. That is risky, though. But then again, Mark Andrews. I mean, do I even really need Kincaid, though, if I have Mark Andrews? Is that even something I really need? Oh, I know. I'm taking Elijah Mitchell for sure. With CMC's injury concerns, even with CMC out there, Mitchell was still getting carries. If you compare them down the stretch in the games that they both played, it was pretty close to 50-50 in carries. Doesn't look like it, but that's what I read, so always trust. Yeah, look at that. 62 carries to McCaffrey, 67. And again, heaven forbid, not rooting for it, but if something happens to McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell is going to be a boon to own. I might go Elijah Mitchell with my next pick, if he's there. How are we doing over here? All right, Josh Allen just went. Okay, so I can't get Josh. I'm fine with that. Do I go Andrews? Ooh. I think I might go Mark Andrews, then I could get Miles Sanders right here. All right. Yeah, we'll go Andrews, and then we'll just have a sick collection of pass catchers. And then we'll try and get Miles Sanders as RB1. Henry says, do you like Sam Laporta or Dalton Kincaid? That's actually tough because I think Laporta is going to get a lot of looks too. The Lions, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't really have that great of a tight end situation once they traded TJ Hawkinson. They had Brock Wright out there. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about Sam Laporta. He's pretty good. Iowa always coaches their tight ends up well. They drafted him pretty high. I think I would give the slight edge to Kincaid, but I would not fault you for taking Laporta one bit. But I would give the slight edge to Dalton Kincaid, my personal opinion. I think he just does have a little bit more natural ability as a receiver, and he's just a little bit more versatile in that you can put him in the slot and you can put him out wide. And I think there's going to be less of an adjustment for him. He's going to be able to step in right away. He doesn't have to block that much. He can just go catch passes. If you want a budget tight end, Kincaid is not a bad pick. Knox is there, and it's scary, and Josh has a good connection with Dawson Knox, but Kincaid's upside is good. It's always tempting to just like go chase upside, but there goes Laporta. All right, Laporta, Chigakonkwo, and Dalton Kincaid. 3 tight ends in a row. Let's go. And we know how much I love Chigakonkwo, one of my favorite players. I love him so much. Come on, Andrews is almost there. He's going to make it to me. Come on, give me Andrews. Andrews and Kupp is just such a great combo to have in fantasy, in my opinion. He's going to be there. He is there. Mark Andrews on the board. I'm on the clock. And we're taking him. Just a disgusting group of pass catchers. Kupp, Wilson, Andrews, and Ridley. Oh, yeah. I like that a lot. And then if we could come back and get Miles Sanders, this team is looking pretty good. It is 2 fewer teams, so that definitely helps. It's a 10-man versus a 12-man. I say 10-man. There are women in this league. And you know what? Women play fantasy football too. We respect women on Dr. Pigskin. It is a 10-person league versus a 12-person league. How about that? Gabe just got Laporta. Yes, he did. He's got a few Lions now. Oh, the Lions. I can't wait for the final 3 weeks of the season. I will be there. I will be up and ready. Oh, how I would love to spoil the Lions season. I really am a villain. Being a Lions hater. It's crazy behavior. Then again, I cheered against the Cubs in 2016 too. Which is crazy because Cleveland is in my division. I don't know. I am a contrarian sometimes just for the sake of being different. It's a problem. Did Miles Sanders get taken? No, he's still there. All right. See, Breece Hall is obviously like a better player than Miles Sanders. But Sanders just has such a better situation in fantasy. Such a brave take, Eric. You know, I'm a good person, I like to think. I try my best. I'm not perfect. Joe Burrow just got taken. So did TJ Hawkinson. Man, am I glad I got Andrews. Someone is revving their engine outside my apartment. Someone else cheered against the Cubs. All right, that's what's up. I don't know. I mean, it was obviously cool seeing them win, you know. Like, I wasn't, like, mad that they won, but also I was kind of cheering against them. We're back on the clock. We're going to go Miles Sanders like clockwork. We are putting this team together. I'm liking these common denominators. You know what? If, like, he gets hurt, or if Kupp gets hurt, right, that stinks, obviously. That's going to hurt, but I'm putting my eggs in one basket. So be it. We're trusting the brain, the mind of the doctor. Oh, my neck hurts. My head is too big. Oh, boy. Pray I don't win any of these leagues because, I mean, I won fantasy baseball last year and I was insufferable. It has been a hot minute since I've won fantasy football, though. And, like, I'm Dr. Pigskin. Like, this should be my thing, you know? We're out for blood this year. I've also said that, like, the past 3 years, though. So, no blood has been gotten yet. We're close to getting Elijah Mitchell. I think we are going to get him. We'll go Mitchell. And then maybe Zach Charbonnet. Again, at this point, just high upside backups. Zach Charbonnet. Am I just going to wait for a quarterback in this league? We'll see. But we'll go Elijah Mitchell. No, we won't. He got taken. Oh, literally the pick before me. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, well, that stinks. Ah, geez. All right, so instead, we're going to pick Charbonnet. Also just a fun name to say. Zach Charbonnet. Who else do we take? I don't like any of these players. Elijah Moore. He's supposed to break out like 3 years in a row now. Kadarius Toney. Screw it. I don't know. Tyler Boyd. He's like a safer pick. I have too many safe receivers, though. Let's get funky. Let's go Kadarius Toney. Why not? Let's get funky. It's round 13. Percy Harvin on the Chiefs. That's our best case scenario. Good old Percy Harvin, Vikings legend. How we looking right here? All right. Man, do I go Connor? Do I go James Conner? I might. I'm really just building the same team. Not that I'm complaining. Former Michigan Zach Charbonnet. Is that so? Was he a Michigan man? I actually didn't know that. I'm not as plugged in with college football, if you guys can't tell. Apparently week 0 was this weekend. A lot of teams are in action, like Notre Dame won big. Did USC end up winning? They're playing. I know, like, people are making fun of their defense for a while. Stinking Lincoln. I feel like obviously, I don't know. Zach Charbonnet. Yep, there he is. Michigan. And then UCLA. Okay, I was like, I know he wasn't, like, always at Michigan, but how many picks do I have left? I have one more bench player and then defense and kicker. I'm not even going to take a backup quarterback or backup tight end. When it comes to their bye weeks, like, whatever. They're both bye on week 13. Like, I'll just pick up a guy week 13. I'll take, like, Jimmy or something. I don't know. Since I have no clue, can you critique my team and my team name? The team name is always solid. Ooh, I love the Mike Gesicki pick. That's another budget tight end that I really like. Mike Gesicki's a good pick. Props to you, Luke. Gerald Everett going. Let's take a look. We're on the clock here in 20 picks. I mean, it's going to be a while. Let's take a look at Craig, as we'll be keeping a watchful eye over here. James Conner is going to make it. Now, I probably could wait around. Would I rather have James Conner or David Montgomery? I feel like I would rather have James Conner. Yeah, we are going to take James Conner once he comes. After I pick James Conner, I'll take a look at Craig. I'm already kind of liking what I see so far. Wide receivers don't have the most upside, but they're safe enough. 2 dependable running backs. I do like the quarterback. We'll take a look. Treylon Burks is an interesting name to watch, too. I will say, as far as your team names go, I think my favorite was definitely the state of Wyoming. Craig is second tier. No! James Conner just went. What is up with this? All right, well, I guess that answers my question. I'm going to go David Montgomery. Ah, that stinks. I'm getting guys plucked from underneath my nose. Oh, unfortunate. Devin Singletary. All right, so Trevor Lawrence, pretty good. Top 5 upside. I mean, he's my MVP pick. He's ranked 7th. I think he'll be right around there for sure. I don't know why ESPN thinks he's going to throw for fewer than 4,000 yards. I think that's actually blasphemous. I really don't see him being worse than last year because the first half of the season was kind of up and down, and then he started to figure things out. So I like that. That's a good start. Chubb and Jacobs, they don't offer too much as receivers, but you know you're going to get 1,000 yards, probably double-digit touchdowns. Sometimes that's all you can really ask. You know, two good backs. Higgins and Godwin. Now, again, you know, 2 dependable players, but they're both kind of the second option on their team. Godwin, I do like how many catches he gets. Higgins is good in the red zone. Like, they complement each other well. They cover up each other's weaknesses, even though, like, obviously, like, this isn't, like, on the field. Like, it's still kind of nice to cover all the bases. Mike Williams as your home run. All right. I see the vision. Cole Kmet at tight end. It's a crapshoot with tight ends in that tier. I mean, he could be fine. I think upside is that he's pretty good. He's not going to, like, win you too many games, though. Saints defense, I like. Justin Tucker, sure, I guess. David Montgomery, I've talked about him. I like him. Treylon Burks is interesting. Hopkins will take some of the targets away, obviously, but he's got talent. And then Sam Laporta, a really intriguing tight end. I do like having Laporta behind Kmet. I'm on the clock here now. I'm going to take Trevor. Let's go. I got to get Trevor in at least one league, right? Good place, baby. Let's go. We have our starters in this league now. I'm liking this team. Trevor, Kupp, Garrett, Sanders, Montgomery, Andrews, and Ridley. I had to get a kicker, Eric. I mean, hey, If it works out, I swear, like, you're going to beat me like the week we play because Justin Tucker hits like a 64-yard field goal off the crossbar to win it. Not that he's ever done that before, but that was a little mean. But I don't know. I am just going to patiently wait on kickers, personally. I do like the Jonathan Mingo pick. I think Jonathan Mingo is going to step in and start right away because Carolina has a lot of slot receivers, and he's really their only outside kind of guy. They might not throw the ball much, but he will get some looks. And again, lottery tickets at this point, you know? I guess at this point, like, we're just looking at depth. We have our starters in this league now. Halfway done with this one. This one is moving along. This one's almost done. We're having a lot of fun here. There goes the Ravens defense. That's who I was going to take, but I respect it. Dang it. They play the Texans week 1. That's why. So we're going to go back to the drawing board now. We'll figure that out later. Patriots defense is still out there. Who do they play week 1? Do they play like a relatively hard team? Oh, yeah, they play Philly. Don't love that. I do like their defense in general, though. I had to sacrifice the tight end. I mean, how big of a difference is it really between, like, Cole Kmet and, like, I don't know, some other guy in that range? I guess if you really like Justin Tucker. Dak just got taken in this league on the right. He got taken before Justin Tucker, believe it or not. So that only happened once tonight, where Tucker was drafted before Dak. Man. And kicker, I mean, I don't know. I like guys that kick indoors. Don't have to worry about the weather. I might take Roschon with my last pick. Why not? I'm investing in the talent. Again, someone gets hurt. The Bears like to run the ball. Roschon will come in. He's probably worth a shot at the end. I don't know who else. I mean, it's always kind of fun just like picking a weirdo at the very end, but am I going to have the last pick of the draft? Do I get Mr. Irrelevant? Maybe I should save my sleeper for Mr. Irrelevant. Maybe that's what I'll do. And I'll take, like, Easton Stick. Let's go. Horns up, baby. Easton Stick. Okay, we still got a few picks to go here. 6 more picks. We'll see who's there. I don't really want to double up on Jags receivers, especially with their quarterback. I might go Pacheco. I do love me some Isaiah Pacheco. 8:22 your time now here. We've been going for a little over an hour. Been a fun stream. Having fun talking ball with you guys as always. Very excited for the season to start. 2 more rounds in here, and then we'll go full box for the Yahoo to wrap it up. Sounds like a plan to me. My neck is starting to hurt. Hold on. I'm not taking Colt McCoy, unfortunately. All right. Marquise Brown, Dallas Goedert have just been taken. What are we looking at here? Do I go defense or kicker? I guess defense. Who are these teams playing week 1? Definitely not the Buccaneers. They've got a terrible matchup. Buccaneers might lose by 50 week 1. Or should I just go Roschon? We'll see. I might just go Roschon. Get my Roschon on. Looks like you're going to edge me out in fantasy baseball, Eric. Henry, I got to respect you, man. That was a heck of a game this week. Game, respect, game. It was a close one. I had to stream there at the very end. Those streams kind of paid off. It was close. I mean, Clevenger went off for you today. We were neck and neck. Hey, how about Royce Lewis, huh? What a player he is. Oh, the Twins are back, baby. The Twins are officially back. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the year. This is the year they break the curse. And not only do they win a playoff game, they win a playoff series. It is going to happen this year. Mark my words. The young kids are here to hit. The pitching is good. Duran is filthy. We're here. Royce Lewis with a grand slam today. Twins with an epic win in extra innings over the Texas Rangers. They take 2 off of Texas. Watch out. We're coming. We're coming. Home field advantage too. Oh, Minnesota is going to be rocking come October. We will be there. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Twins. Give me a 1991 rematch. Who says no, huh? Oh, man, that would be toxic. Michael Gallup is going to gallop on over to Steven's team. There goes Pacheco. No! Man. And a defense. Oh, I auto-picked. I'm tripping. I missed my pick. Oh, my gosh. Terrible, terrible. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tough for the brand. Oh, well. That is rough. You know what? We got the best defense, though. We're here. We're here. We'll survive. We're going to take that top defense. We're going to ride it to the moon. That is terrible. I knew this was going to happen. I just got distracted. Tough look for the Brands. Dr. Pigskin caught lacking. Michael Gallup, more like, if you know, you know with Michael Gallup. You know, we will be back, though, with this next pick. We're going to take Jordan Addison again. We just might. Unless he somehow gets stolen, too. Also, we're 2 picks away here. Cordero Patterson, honestly not the worst pick in the world. Here we go. Here we go. That's more like it. Let's go. Let's go, baby. All right. Draft's starting to slow down over here. Honestly, don't know who I'm going to go with. I'm just looking at names at this point. Is Roshan still there? Okay. I'll probably go Roshan. Gotta enjoy hydration, you know? 30 seconds and counting. I can't say anything. I literally just missed my pick in another league, you know? It happens. Literally can't say a word. That is kind of dumb how like Yahoo has the queue as like defense because I haven't picked one yet. Oh well. We have the best defense in the league. I don't know who they play week 1. That'd stink if they like play a good team week 1. I'm trying to remember. I think I had them winning week 1, but we'll go Roshan to close out the skill position players here. We've got just kicker and defense left. And I completely forgot what defense I said I was going to take. We're going to double check over here real quick. Washington, probably. Are they there? Yeah, they play the Cardinals. Let's go. All right. All right, I'm happy with that defense. I also get Mr. Irrelevant. It's going to be a kicker, which is no fun, but whatever. You know. What kicker am I going to take? I don't even know. Not you. Sorry. You missed too many extra points for me to take you, Mr. Gregory. Oh, I've been traumatized too much. Unfortunate. Yeah, and I drafted a kicker on Q too. Oh, yeah. Whatever happened to Will Lutz? He was so good for a while. I mean, I feel like he's still fine, right? He kicks indoors. He's got a big leg. Do I just take Will Lutz? I don't know. Again, maybe I'm thinking too much about kickers, but I do like my indoor kickers. Prater? The Cardinals aren't going to score, though. But will they kick field goals? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? All right, we're about to be on the clock again here. Oh. I don't know what to make of the board right here. Not loving too much. Again, I'm staying away from that backfield. I just don't know who's getting the ball. Offensive line is a little shaky. It's not like these guys are super talented either. Not Elijah Moore. I pick him every year in this league, I swear, and he never does anything. Bateman, maybe? I don't want to get too many Ravens, though. Not JSN. I don't know. It's really getting to that dead zone. There's no fun picks left, you know? I might just go Elijah Moore. It's tradition at this point. There goes Anthony Richardson. Okay. Respect it. All right. We're on the clock. Or do we go Cortland Sutton? You know what? No, we're going to break tradition. Cortland Sutton. Come on down. Russ should be better this year. I talked about that in my last stream. My next pick is going to be the pick. Would love a team review at the end here. Ask and you shall receive. I will offer team reviews. There goes Elijah Moore. Ask and you shall receive. I am your puppet. I'm a mere entertainer and knower of ball. But I will do deep dives on the teams. There goes Deshaun Watson. Ruh-roh. I mean, he was going to get drafted. It was inevitable. Fortunately, I'm a manager that has a zero tolerance policy on my team. You must respect women to be on my team. As I'm double checking my roster to make sure I don't have anyone problematic. Would sound like a hypocrite, but oh, Elijah Moore got taken here too. Look at that, Elijah Moore going off the board. Why is he so high on Yahoo? I don't get it. He's talented. We got 7 people in here now. Welcome to the stream, guys. People popping in and out. All right. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Sorry, Donovan Peoples-Moans. Don't tease us, Eric. Family friendly. Jack says, you sure? You sure about what? There's a lot of things I'm not sure about, to be honest. Sorry, that sounded more testy than I meant it to be. That's not me being mean, I promise. Just a genuine question, asking what I'm sure about. Don't tease us, Eric. Family friendly here. It is family friendly here on Dr. Pigskin. That's one of the perks. I'm for the kids. You could be 7 years old, but if you love football, come watch me. All right, Kenneth Gainwell. Trace McSorley. Oh my gosh. Of course. Trace McSorley, throw it on a dime, wearing number 9. No. I think that's how the song goes. Who are we going to take here? I don't know. Sky Moore? No, that's just literally me naming a name. I could go Charbonnet again. I actually wouldn't hate it. I will go Charbonnet. Give me Zach Charbonnet. Let's go. I'm investing a lot in a small handful of players. That boy, I just hope I'm right. Jameson Williams. Okay. The bust. He's a bust. The Vikings won the trade. We fleeced the Lions. Let's go. One catch, and it just so happened to be against us. Oh, and it's not a penalty when he takes his helmet off. But when Diggs does it, good times. Patriots defense. All right. I'm just going to pick a kicker. I don't know what else there really is to it. We're wrapping up over here. There goes Michael Thomas. All right. Kind of forgot about him in this league. I'll probably go Algier with my next pick. Stocking up those backups. Rinse and repeat. Jamal. I am interested to give these team reviews. It's definitely optimism season, so like every team looks good, you know? But we'll see. We'll see how certain teams shake out. Respectfully, I think my team is looking pretty good, especially considering that I had the first overall pick, which is a gift and a curse, you know? Not bad. I will take it for the first overall pick, you know? Not complaining. Craig back on the clock. Oh, there goes Juwan Johnson. Shout out Christine. Juwan Johnson, the legend. TikToker. At least husband of a TikToker. I'm very curious to see what this pick is right here. This could be something wacky. Oh, there goes the defenses. See, I'm not the only one taking defenses now. I'm not alone. Join the revolution. He is milking it. I guess if I had to pick out of these kickers, I would probably go with Will Lutz. Call me crazy. Give me Will Lutz. Good enough offense that they'll score some, but also like they'll need to kick field goals. There goes Aaron Rodgers. And again, indoors, big leg. Will Lutz. Lutz with a Z. I've never seen that last name before. Will Lutz. Time is ticking. All right, so let's see. Gus Edwards. Okay. That was a lot of build up for Gus Edwards. Not a bad pick, though. J.K. Dobbins always seems to be hurt. That's a respectable pick. Grant with the last pick now. I love the team name. I respect the identity. I think we're going to get Algier in this league. We're getting pretty close. Hopefully y'all can see okay the Yahoo League. I'm looking right now. I feel like you can see for the most part. This double box system really is working pretty well, save for one little gaffe, one little goof. All right, Jerome Ford. He's a name I've been hearing a lot. Tank Bigsby. Again, the high upside running backs. Here we go. The Gus Bus. All caps. All aboard the Gus Bus. Tyler Conklin. Vikings legend. I actually had Tyler Conklin in this league last year. He like weirdly went off a few times. 2 picks till my turn. Algier is going to be there. We're going to take him. At least we think he's going to be there. I wanted to just soak in the last pick. I respect it. You know, enjoy your time to draft. It only comes once a year. Soak it all in. All right, come on, Algier. Come on down. I missed out on you in the other league. We're going to get you here, though. We're going to bring you aboard. Tyler, soaking it up, too. I love it. All right, here we go. There goes a kicker. Tyler Algier, baby. Let's go. Filipino legend. True story. Unlike Jared Goff, who's not Filipino. If you know, you know. But true story. Tyler Algier, Filipino. So is Josh Jacobs. All right, so what's the pick going to be here? Not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with my team. Let's take a look, Henry, shall we? We pretty much know that we're going to be taking a kicker. Let's go look at absolutely cuckoo. Let's see if you are cuckoo about your team. Dak Prescott, Saquon Barkley, James Cook, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Dallas Goedert, Amari Cooper, Jets D, as I'll make the last pick here. And we're going to go Will Lutz. Let's go. We built a monster of a team. Look at this squad. We'll get to my team in a little bit here. Good draft, everyone. Good job, y'all. Let's have a year. 5 more picks till I'm up. I'll probably take Jacoby Myers. I like your team, Henry. Your team looks pretty good. You took a few of the guys that I was talking up a little bit, which I always respect. Goddard. safer, and Kincaid the upside. Waddle and Chase, great receivers to have. And Amari Cooper as your flex. Amari Cooper was really good last year. People don't really talk about it. Prescott, safe, dependable quarterback. Saquon should be good if he's healthy. James Cook worries me a little bit. There's just a lot of projection that comes with him. Now, as an RB2 with a team with Waddle and Chase, you don't worry as much, But not the perfect running back too, but then again, my running backs are Miles Sanders and James Conner, so what do I know, Steven says, going to be fun, Eric. Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it, man. It should be a good year. Competition is stiff. Like I said, I'm out for blood this year. It's finally my time. I believe. But that's a solid-looking team right there. 3 more picks till we're up over here. It's got to be Jacoby, right? That's got to be the pick. Parker says, what do you think of Kirk's handlebar mustache? I love it. I love it. All the swag. I like how Kirk has kind of become a little unhinged recently between the chains last year and now the mustache. And, he's getting a little pop from Netflix's Quarterback. You know what? I've been very harsh on Kirk. For better or worse, he's our quarterback. And we're going to ride with him, at least for this year. We'll see what happens, but Handlebar Kirk just might take us to the promised land. Not actually, but it's fun to fantasize. It's fun to believe. After all, it's fantasy football, isn't it? Well, we could take Jacoby Myers no problem because we already have a defense in this league. So we will. We'll take Jacoby Myers. Again, I think we're just going to not take a backup quarterback or tight end. I don't really do that. I don't know. Right there with you, brother. Amen. 2 more rounds left here. I wonder if anyone is still in the draft lobby or not. You know what? This is my stream. Let's take a look at my team. Still got a while till we pick here. All right. I am very happy with how this turned out. I got most of my guys. Josh Allen, I really do believe he's going to be the top scoring quarterback in fantasy. A lot of rushing yards, a lot of rushing touchdowns, and he was just a monster before getting hurt. He's so good. He is that offense. Miles Sanders, not a jaw-dropping pick, but again, I just think he's going to be pretty good this year, at least close to where he was last year. And considering he was taken in the 4th round, I will take it. James Conner, again, very boring pick. No one's going to be excited over drafting James Conner. But he was 19th last year. He's a good, solid back that you're going to get probably double-digit points most weeks. He gets the goal line carries, solid receiver. Yeah, the team is bad, but they're not going to get shut out every game. They're going to score. They're going to move the ball. He's going to get stats still. Kupp. Come on. Cooper Kupp. Literally over the past 2 seasons, I think he's averaging 25 points a game. He's just been ridiculous. He's been unstoppable. I have no issue with him being my first overall pick. I'm very happy with getting Cooper Kupp on my fantasy team. Christian Kirk might not quite hit these numbers from last year. I still think he could have hit 1,000 yards, though. Ridley will take away some targets, but Kirk will be able to stay in the slot. You might think of Ridley as a slot guy because he's a route runner and he's smaller and he's smooth, but he almost always plays on the outside. Kirk is going to stay in the slot, and that's where he's at his best. And just the connection he has with Trevor, Doug Peterson really likes him. They paid him a lot of money, so they clearly want to use him. I don't know. I like Christian Kirk as a wide receiver too. Andrews at tight end, come on. I think 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns is very possible for Mark Andrews. He lines up all over the place too. They put him in the slot a lot. The Todd Monken factor. We saw what they did with Brock, right, at Georgia. Brock Bowers played everywhere. Backfield, slot, out wide, in line. I don't see why they wouldn't do something similar with Andrews, who's a very talented tight end in his own right. And he's probably the receiver that Lamar trusts the most on that team. Who am I going to pick here? I've taken 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs. I should probably get another running back. I might go Penny. Or should I go Jalen Warren? I'll go Jalen Warren. Why not? I'll mix it up a little bit. Handcuff option. Najee goes down. Warren comes in. Should be good. Offensive line is better in Pittsburgh. Then I took Javonte Williams. I forgot about that. Javonte Williams at my flex. I fully understand that that's an extremely risky pick, right? But again, my logic is Sanders and Connor are pretty proven at running back, so I pretty much know what I should get from these two. If Javonte is still hurt, he doesn't really work out, I've got plenty of guys on my bench that can step in that flex role. I like taking dart throws at running back because if you hit on one of them, you could win your league because of it. Defense, kicker, whatever. Commanders have a good matchup week 1. Yeah, they're going up against James Conner, whatever. Will Lutz, he's a kicker, big leg, indoors. Jordan Addison, going to get a lot of targets. Going to, again, work out of the slot a lot. Get open looks. Also, I need a kicker, don't I? Is that the only thing I need? Yeah. Hold on, let me just finish this up real quick. Let's pull up the kickers. Who am I taking for my kicker? Do I just double up on Will Lutz? Do I really care about Will Lutz enough to double up on him? Nah, we'll have a different kicker. I think. Riley Patterson. Why not? Indoors, too. Good offense. But yeah, Jordan Addison should beat his projections, in my opinion. He's going to be used in this offense. Jacoby Myers fits like a glove in Josh McDaniels' scheme. Fits well with Jimmy Garoppolo as his quarterback. I think that's a good fit. Route technician, short pass kind of guy, should get a lot of catches. Rashad Penny, another dart throw. He's so talented. I mean, he gets however many yards per carry in his career, like 6, something like that. We'll go through that team too, but I want to do one team at a time here. It's worth a shot. He's going to be on my bench. If he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. Juju, just a safe guy. Say, Kupp gets hurt. Obviously, that's a disaster for me, but at least Juju's competent, right? He'll come in and he'll be competent. And Bill O'Brien should just work wonders for that offense. They should be better on offense. Charbonnet, dart throw. I'm okay with that. Kenny Gainwell goes down. Charbonnet comes in. All of a sudden, I'm looking great. Tony, bit of a dart throw at wide receiver now. Why not? I have enough safe receivers. Like Jacoby Myers and Juju are safe. Addison and Tony are kind of the dart throws. And then Roshan, the ultimate dart throw. The talent is there. He would have started on a lot of teams in college. And the Bears like to run the ball. I'm very happy with how my team turned out in this league, especially picking from the 1 spot. I'm very happy. I'm excited for this year to start. I cannot complain whatsoever. 6 running backs, 6 wide receivers. That's the way to do it. Load up on those spots. If you get a good quarterback and a good tight end, just keep it rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. So yeah, I don't know if I'll start Javonte Williams week 1, to be honest. I might not. I would probably put Jacoby Myers in over him just because I feel like he's the guy I trust the most week 1. And especially, there won't be really much of a learning curve for him coming into this offense. He's played with the coordinator before. So I'll probably slide in Myers over Williams, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to start Addison. I want to see him first before I start putting him in the lineup. But, again, very happy with my team. Now let's go over to Yahoo quick. We'll run through that team. Hope everyone is still having a good time here in the chat. We've still got 6 people in here. Not bad. Not bad. Can't complain whatsoever. This is the one where I had a bit of an oopsie and I drafted a defense. I'm projected to win right now, so I'm kind of him. But let's take a look at my team. 10-person league. I believe it's half-point PPR. Trevor Lawrence. We know how I feel about this man. Potential top 5 quarterback. No, he's not going to reach Josh Allen's heights. But he could get close. I think he's knocking on the door of superstardom. Cooper Kupp. I've said my piece. Garrett Wilson. Top receiver in a great, on paper, offense with a great quarterback who always has his guys and plays very similarly to his last guy in Devontae Adams. I love Garrett Wilson. Incredibly talented player. Was great last year, and now he's in just such a better situation. I don't see how he doesn't get better. And as my wide receiver 2, I'm loving it. I would have been fine with Garrett Wilson as a wide receiver 1, especially in deeper leagues. Miles Sanders. All right, David Montgomery. Got that goal line back right now. I think I'll keep in Montgomery as my starter. In fact, that definitely does make sense because I'm looking at the guys behind him, Charbonnet and Algier. I'm not starting him over that. Andrews at tight end. Love it. I mean, seriously, just like, look at this. Like, 107 catches, almost 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Yeah, he fell off a little bit, but Lamar was hurt. He was hurt. And when they were both healthy last season, they were dominant. I love Mark Andrews. And then Calvin Ridley, who's going to come in, be the top wide receiver on the Jaguars, should dominate the outside. Very talented player. I mean, we haven't seen him play in a while. There is a chance that Calvin Ridley is rusty. He's not as good. Like, there is that chance. But I think that me having him as my flex and my third wide receiver, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that risk. Addison, Sutton, who could bounce back a little bit. I think Russ should just bounce back some with Sean Payton there now. I talked about that in my last stream. Go watch it if you haven't. That one's a good one. It's long, but it's good. I predict the entire season. You should go watch it if you haven't. Seriously. Zach Charbonnet, talked about him. Tyler Algier should get carries already. And again, heaven forbid something happened to Bijan. I mean, he ran for 1,000 yards last year, and he's on my bench. I will take that. Jacoby Myers. And then Jaylen Warren, who's just an intriguing backup. Pittsburgh really seems to like him. Jaylen Warren was getting some more looks, and I don't know. It's a shot in the dark. And then Riley Patterson, and then San Francisco. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think that's all I've got for this tonight. I don't know. I didn't have anything else planned. I kind of talked about my teams. I gave a few team reviews. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. Fun draft as always. If any of you guys in either league are watching this right now, best of luck to everyone. Let's go have a great year, right? Football's back. I've got a smile on my face. Hopefully the weather will start cooling down some soon and it can be real football weather. But the leaves are going to fall soon and it's time for some ball. I'm hungry for football, man. I can't wait to be fed. Fed games, fed points, fed wins. Dr. Pigskin's Gridiron Army and the Georgia Schooldogs are going to be on the loose, on the prowl this year, hunting for a win. I'm out for blood. I'm ready to win. I want all the trophies. Let's go, baby. Dr. Pigskin is here. We are here. And that's how we're going to end tonight's stream. Thanks to each and every one of you guys for watching. This was fun. Little over 2 hours. Pretty solid stream. Talked some fantasy, did some drafts, had some fun, some goofs and gaffs, and all the stuff in between. But that's all I've got for today. Until next time, hope to see you guys all again soon. The doctor is out.